Good morning, students. Welcome to my class. We are starting today regarding the standardization procedures and standardization requirements according to the WHO, and we are discussing about the evaluation of drugs, how WHO and ICH, that means International Council for Harmonization of Pharmaceutical Manufacturing Products, and how to follow the GMP, and that committee, they have given a guidelines for the assessment of herbal drugs, stability testing of herbal drugs. So as we have many comments on the herbal drugs, because they are not having a standardization is lagging like that. So WHO have given very good justification for that, which we are following now, and which can, because we know that herbal drugs are now been widely used in the world, and instead of going for synthetic production, and synthetic drugs which causes lot of issues for the health, and we are having lot of issues in everywhere. So most of them are now preferring herbal products for various treatment of ailments. And the guidelines and the assessment of herbal drugs, how the ICH and WHO unitedly joined together, they have given this informations. And I have made very short and precise notes, but students are requested to go for little more reference to know about things, and all the most of the things you might have studied in your previous semesters, and so it will be easy for you to elaborate or to increase the reference little more according to your need. So assessment, evaluation, standardization of drug means confirmation of its identity and determination of its quality and purity, and detection of nature of adulterant by various parameters. You know very well, adulteration are happening intentionally, non-intentionally. There are many type of adulterations are there, which will be a challenge for the purity of our drug. So you need parameters for identifying them. So they are given by morphological, microbiological, microscopical, physical, chemical, biological, which comes in microbiological observations, and evaluation of herbal drugs is necessary because of three main reasons. The main reasons, that is biochemical variation in the drug. What do you mean by biochemical variation? Biochemical variation, that is phytochemical investigation, all these things, it comes under biochemical. Biochemical, what is present in the plants and how we are using for the medicinal use, that biochemical differences, variations will be there according to the place, climate, cultivation, collection, and all these things will have the parameters in variation in their constituents, and their presence of amount even will be differ. Quality will differ. That is why we need an standardization procedure. That's what we are telling, biochemical variation in the drug. Number two, deterioration due to improper processing and storage. Sometimes we will collect a good quality, but it may not be stored properly or packed properly, it may not be transported properly, it may, while processing, it may not processing properly. So they may got deteriorated and they may get spoiled. So these type of things can also happen. So that's why you need standardization of herbal products or herbal drugs, herbal formulations. Adulteration and substitution. It's a very common issue, and it's just for a business purpose or just for an for any type of, they may intentionally, sometimes adulteration may be there, non-intentionally adulteration will be there, and substitution, low quality, the same species, different species which is having sometimes the constituents can also be substituted, which is also have to be identified whether the quality, to make its quality we need. So three, the students should remember these three of them. I made it all the three into the individual slide to remember, the students have to remember these points. That is why this is simply to make you to know about biochemical variation in drug. This picture is not having any impact of biochemical variation, but still to show in a shop, in a herbal shop, they are keeping many various herbs, and in individual herb also there will be lot of differences will be there. If you see leaf also, you can see they are not, it is shown different species, but in the same species itself there will be difference will be there. So biochemical variation of the drug in different species due to climate, due to area, due to place where it is cultivated, these all things, and the procedure how you followed, and these all have some parameters of changes in their biochemical constituents. Like if you are taking one seed from one place, and if you are seeing that how much oil is present, or if you are just take an example of a peanut which is taken from our area and it is taken from the lower area, the peanut containing that particular oil, peanut oil will be there. So that is why, and also the quality will also sometimes differ, and the constituents may differ in the same species, and different species different constituents will be there. So that is why the standardization is very important. And the second point, you can see deterioration due to improper processing and storage. I have just shown a picture of a fridge, but storage is different. For example, in our industrial storage, that is, we are having lot of storage conditions we used to keep. We have to processing. So in the processing, storage, there are many type of different spoilage of the drug may occur. So that is why they may have brought that may be mixed with the original, and that may spoil our product's quality. And because we are dealing with the treatment of diseases, that is why in human health, so we have to check it. The standardization is more requirement. So this is the second point. Third point is adulteration and substitution. So adulteration, just as shown a picture, even for a tomato they used to inject color, and if you see Strychnus naxomica can be substituted with Strychnus potratum. So potrorum is not having that much brucin, and strychnine is not present that much which is present in Strychnus naxomica. So that is why it will be a substitute. So you can identify, suppose it is powdered, how will it is in the shape form, you can, if it is in the morphological form, it is, you can find out. But if it is in a powder form, so we have to find out by means of chemical test or by means of physical test or biological test, we can identify. That is why standardization is more important for these 3 points. Now we are just a small definition. What is herbal drug formulation? That is, according to WHO, a herbal drug or a formulation is regarded as finished labeled product that contain active ingredient such as aerial part or underground part or a plant or other plant's material or combination thereof, whether in a crude state or in a plant preparation, all comes under herbal drug. Guidelines for quality control and herbal formulation. WHO has given certain guidelines for assessment of herbal drug, and most of the countries have adopted these guidelines. The following are the aim and the objective of WHO guidelines in standardization of herbal drugs. What are they? Number one, quality control of crude drugs material, plant preparation and finished product. So you see, quality control of crude drug material, quality control of the crude drug material which you have brought for the preparation, and plant preparation and finished product. That is the first one point they have made this standardization. Second one, stability assessment and shelf life. How long you can pack and give to the patient, how long you can store it, how long you can dispense it in your pharmacy. So self stability assessment and shelf life is also decided by, that is why they gave these guidelines. And safety assessment, whether it has any adverse action, undesirable action which harm the patient, you have to see. That is what safety assessment. Documentation of the safety based on experience or toxicological studies. All these things have to be incorporated. And assessment of efficacy. What's its power? What's its action? What's its therapeutic value? So, assessment of efficacy by studying the pharmacology of the drugs and evaluating their biological activity. So, these all the aim and objective of WHO to give these standardization guidelines. So, what are the guidelines they have given? This chart you have to write whenever they have asked. Then it will be very impressive, because it comes all the test in an hints or in one slide or in one page. It contains all the headings or all the things which we need for standardization of herbal drugs. Standardization and quality evaluation of herbal drugs. They have made into 5 parts. One is organoleptic. In that you can see color, odor, taste, texture and fracture. Easy. And next one is botanical. In botanical, microscopic, qualitative microscopy, quantitative microscopy, and you can see electron microscope. That means scanning electron microscopic study. Scanning of electron, SEM means scanning of electron microscopic study. Very large, but normal microscopic study is what you are doing with the with the quantitative microscopy, like you can find out the size of the starch or vein islet number, stomatal index. This all comes in quantitative microscopy. Fiber length. Qualitative microscopy, you can see TS, LS and all this identification of cells can be done by qualitative microscopy. So that's what microscopy. And physical, moisture content, extractive values, ash values, which we have seen now. In the laboratory we are doing now. And you see in chemical constituents, chemical test, chemical standardization. In that also qualitative is there, quantitative is there. Both can be identified by means of HPLC, fingerprinting, secondary metabolites, identification can be done, and DNA fingerprinting can be done. And in quantitative also you can go for HPLC, HPTLC and GLC, gas liquid chromatography. And chromatographies can also be used, all the techniques. Radioactive contaminations can also be identified by chemical standardization. And now comes the 5th one, that is biological evaluation. what they are given is, first one is they said that pharmacological and microbiological, like that they differentiated. Pharmacological, bitter value, hemolytic activity, foam index, swelling index, foam index, these all are comes in the, actually they have given in the biological valuation, and it is also coming in the physical also. Understand, can you follow? But when you are coming to this swelling and foam index, they used to sometimes examine in animals, examine in the physical appearance in the GIT, sometimes how they are using for certain use. That's why they brought that foaming index and swelling index there. But usually they are physical parameters, they are physical tests which can be identified. And toxicology test, you can see, that is determination of pesticide residues, determination of heavy metal details. But as I told, it is an important point. You have to remember that foam index and swelling index should be made, if you are simply writing, it should be made in the physical evaluation, but it is shown in the pharmacological evaluation. Even in the slide I have written, means it should be written that foam index or swelling index, which are applied biologically by using some index, if you are finding in the pharmacological test, then only it can be incorporated there. Or you can just take it, scratch or cancel it, and you can bring to the physical evaluations. And microbiological contaminations also, total viable aerobic count and determination of pathogens, and aflatoxin content can also be identified. So you see, there are many toxicological studies also needed, like pesticides content, pesticide toxicology studies in the herbal products, because most of the time in the cultivation or in the ground also pesticides may come in the plant products. So that's why they used to say that it is needed for you to check for pesticidal content in any herbal products which you have taken for your study. And when you are coming to the, this is the SEM, it is written in the slide, so I want to give you the details about SEM. Means, as I told, scanning electron microscope. Just a definition for the scan. It is a type of electron microscope that produces image in the small the sample of scanning the surface and the focus beam of electron. The electrons interact with the atoms in the sample and producing various signal, and it shows the picture like this. It is even a small very small objects can also be seen in a very enlarged picture can be seen. So you can see that how the trichomes and how the small cells which have been seen very clearly by means of this electron microscopic sample. Just it is a picture to show you. And now we are coming to the different methods of herbal standardization which we have discussed now. So first one is authentication. Authentication means identification of the plant or the part which is collected. You have to identify properly. And regional status, biological source, family, chemical constituents. These all should be recorded and authenticated when you are doing some standardization for any herbs initially. And next comes from the organoleptic and macroscopic and morphological evaluation, color, odor, taste, size, shape, texture, fracture, etc. features we have to see. And in microscopic evaluation, qualitative evaluation, we are coming across the stomatal number, transverse section, longitudinal section, powder microscopy, leaf constant, amount of trichomes, even vein islet numbers. This all comes, vein islets identification, but quantitative numbers when you are index, then for example, And measurement of number of fibers, starch gains, measurement of by means of lipopodium spore method. These all are methods which are using for microscopic evaluation of herbal drugs. Physical evaluation, moisture content, viscosity, melting point, solubility, optical rotation, refractive index, ash value, extractive value, volatile oil content, foreign organic matter content. These all comes under this physical evaluation. And now we are coming, next one is chemical evaluation, qualitative. Chemical test like HPTLC, HPLC, fingerprinting. Quantitative, HPTLC, HPLC, it is high performance thin layer chromatography, high performance liquid chromatography, gas liquid chromatography can also be applied for both quantitative and qualitative analysis of herbal products or herbal drugs. Biological evaluation, microbiological contamination determination, total viable count, determination of pathogen, aflatoxin content, pharmacological evaluation, bitter value, hemolytic activity, foaming index and swelling index. Also when you are using some pharmacological, it is also having some foam which can form sometimes. For enema they are using, and for swelling, for constipation, for getting evacuating of the bowel. So that is why this test can be comes under the pharmacological evaluation. Toxicological evaluation, pesticide residue, heavy metal residue, and many other tests. In pharmacological evaluation, even many animal tests can also be incorporated. Different tests are also at present they are given by guidelines. And when you see the authentication of herbal drugs, and the existence of the numerous plant species and subspecies make it different to proper identify them. Hence it is essential that before starting any process of herbs, it is needed to be properly identified and authenticated from reputed institution of organization. The following institutions are involved in authentication of herbs. Name of the institution: Central Council of Research of Ayurveda and Siddha, Central Council of Research in Unani Medicine, Central Council of Research in Homeopathy, Central Council for Research in Yoga and Naturopathy, Central Council for Indian Medicine, Central Council of Homeopathy. There are laboratories also which will authentication, like Pharmacopoeia Laboratory of Indian Medicine and Homeopathy Pharmacopoeia Laboratory is also available. National institutes which comes under for authentication are National Institute of Homeopathy, National Institute of Ayurveda, National Institute of Unani Medicine, National Institute of Naturopathy, National Institute of Siddha, Institute of Postgraduate Training and Research in Ayurveda, Rashtriya Ayurveda Vidyapit, and Morarji Desai National Institute of Yoga is also there. And now we are coming to organoleptic, just small definitions which you know very well. Organoleptic and microscopic evaluation. Visual inspection provides the simplest and quickest means by which to establish identity, purity and quality. By means of visual, some extent we can identify comparing with the standard. By experience it is possible to identify. A sensory or a organoleptic evaluation like color, odor, taste, consistency, fractured surface of bark, shape, texture and appearance of the drug are evaluated. Microscopic evaluation, which we have done, we know very well, but still we have to write in detail, but I am just giving you 1 or 2 lines only, because you can write many things in that. You can identify microscopical, especially evaluation by qualitative microscopy. It is used to identify the herbal drug by studying their microscopical characters like transverse section, longitudinal section, powder microscopy, leaf constants like trichomes and stomata. And leaf constants include determination of palisade ratio, stomatal index, stomatal number, vein islet number, vein islet index. These all things are parameters which can be carried out for microscopic evaluation. And when you want to see the individual definitions, simply for certain definitions I have given, but you can write more by means of your knowledge what you have studied in your 4th sem and in the 5th sem. The stomatal number is the average number of stomatal cells present in per square millimeter of the epidermis. Stomatal index is the percentage number of stomata found by the total number of epidermal cells, including the stomata being counted as one cell. And palisade ratio means it is the average number of palisade cell beneath each upper epidermal cell. Vein islet number, it is the number of vein islet per square millimeter area of leaf, calculated from the central part of the lamina between the midrib and the margin. Quantitative microscopy, it is used to evaluate the quantity, amount of the substance present. Example, Lycopodium spore method to determine the amount of starch grains, length and the number of fibers, trichomes present in the drug or a herbal drug. Physical evaluation, determination of foreign organic matter. Drug should be free from mold, insects, animal fecal matter and other contaminations such as earth stones and extraneous matters. Foreign organic matters should not be more than 2% weight by weight. Determination of ash value. The residue remaining after incineration is the ash content of drug, which simply represent inorganic salts naturally occurring in drugs or adhering to it due to adulteration. 3 types of ash value are determined. Total ash value, acid insoluble ash value, water soluble ash value, sulfated ash value can also be incorporated in this test. And total ash is designed to measure the amount of inorganic impurities present in the crude drug. The drug materials are subjected to incineration at a temperature above 500 to 600 degrees centigrade to remove all the carbon. Total ash usually consists of carbonates, phosphates, sulfates and silica. Acid insoluble ash. Ash insoluble ash is residue obtained after extraction or extracting the total ash with HCl, it gives an idea about the earth matter present in the drug. According to the procedure, according to the standard book, HCl, diluted HCl, you have to use according to that standard book, according to the monograph. And water soluble ash, the total ash content which is soluble in water is known as water soluble ash. It gives an idea about the presence of water soluble salt present in the drug. Whatever you have done in the practical, you have to incorporate here. You can add the procedure what you have done. Even the sulfated ash value can also be added in this area which I have not mentioned. Determination of extractive value which you have performed even in our lab just 2-3 days back or 1 week back. It gives an idea about the amount of chemical constituents present in the drug. Extractive values are given subclasses based on the nature of the constituents present in the drug. Spelling mistake, in the drug. As water soluble extractive, alcohol soluble extractives, volatile ether soluble extractives and non-volatile ether soluble extractive values can also be done. But we have done only water soluble extractive values and alcohol soluble extractive values. But even we can perform volatile ether soluble extractives and non-volatile ether soluble extractive values can also be done, and we can done oil content, volatile oil content also by Clavench's apparatus. It is also possible for you to do that extractive values in volatile oil components. Determination of moisture content. 10 grams of the drug is taken in an evaporating dish. Then it is dried at 105 degrees centigrade for 3 hours and weighed again. Drying and weighing is continued for an hour interval, while difference between two successive weighing corresponding to not more than 0.25%, the reading is taken after a constant weight is reached and the moisture content is determined. We have done only once, but according to the WHO procedure, you have to do 2-3 times the concordant value, which is not having more difference than 0.25%. That value have to be taken. As they are telling, why they are telling? Because it depends upon the climatic condition and how the products you are processing for the moisture content determination also have differ. Just I am adding some pictures in the slide to show you desiccator, hot air oven and weighing machine physical balances. And you see, refractive index is also a test which I have always mentioned. Even in syrup preparation, I have mentioned that refractive index have to be determined, but we are not having in our lab. That's why we did not perform. But it's a very simple instrument. Soon they will bring, and so that it is possible for you to do the refractive index. So by means of refractive index, the content variation and adulteration can be identified to some extent for a liquid substances, even oil especially. When a ray passes from one medium to another of different density, you know that this is in physics. There is a bend or there is a diversion. There is a small bend. You can see the yellow color diversion, the picture which shows there is a bend from the original path. Thus the ratio velocity of the light in a vacuum to the velocity of the substance is termed as the refractive index. The velocity, the sin I, incident ray and the refracted ray, refraction will take place. It is called refraction. Depending upon the purity, it is constant for the liquid and it can be considered as one of its standard value. It can be determined by Abyss refractometer as we have shown in the picture. Chemical evaluation, it consists of qualitative and quantitative methods. qualitative chemical evaluation. Quantitative tests comprise of various chemical tests to identify the nature of the compound present in the crude drugs. Example, test for alkaloids we have done, you may be knowing. Mayer's test, Dragon-Draft's test, Hager's test, Wager's test, etc. The main student, mainly for a final year student, when you are studying, you should know what is Dragon-Draft reagent, what is Hager's reagent, what is Wager's reagent. What is the chemical name is very important. What is its reaction is also it's needed. I am just giving the name, but you should know that detail. Understand? Because you are in advance, you have already studied, so you have to basic knowledge, you should know that. Test for glycosides and sugars, Bontrager test, even modified Bontrager test. What is the difference between Bontrager test and modified Bontrager test? Also important for you to know. Molish test, Baljet test, Legal test, Killer-Kilani test, etc. Test for phytosterols, Lieberman and Bouchard test. Test for tannins and phenols. Test for tannins and phenols, it should come down. Understand? It is ferric chloride test, I have given example. Test for proteins and amino acid. Millen's test, Biuret test, Ninhydrin test. Test for gums and mucilage, swelling index. And you can see qualitative chemical evaluation, quantitative test include, not qualitative, quantitative, include chemical assays, chromatographic methods which are used to quantify the chemical compounds present in the crude drug. Anyhow, we have to be very much known that the swelling index and the another one which we have discussed, that is swelling index, should come in a different area we are showing. Even in chemical evaluation we are showing, in pharmacological evaluation we are showing, but application, difference of application, otherwise better you can write in one area. In physical evaluation, that swelling index, I hope that is the right way. In books sometimes they are showing in pharmacological evaluation, but according to my concept it is not coming under chemical, or it is not coming under chemical evaluation also we can accept, because some chemical reaction the swelling index may increase, so that is can be added. But pharmacological evaluation we need, it's needed some pharmacological action, then we can add in pharmacological evaluation. Chromatographic techniques, which we have studied already very detailedly in our studies, so you have to remember, you have to write little more detail. So chromatography is not a new technique, it is written as new and most common methods used to separate, identify and quantify the plant constituents it consists of. So quantity also can be identified. Even we have studied in paper chromatography, thin layer chromatography also quantification can be done. Quantitative thin layer chromatography, qualitative thin layer chromatography is there. So you should know the difference between them. And TLC, HPTLC, column chromatography, HPLC and GLC. And in thin layer chromatography, that is TLC technique become a most important analytical tool for separation and determination of natural products. It is a simple, economical and rapid method to analyze plant extract and carry out the fingerprinting of samples by using the standard or mark compounds. So you can see it is used to find out the marked compounds by means of thin layer chromatography. Thin layer chromatography is one of the technique which you have followed in the laboratory. So you know it is very detailed, you can write about that. And when we talk about HPLC or HPLC is also, you should know, more detail than what I have given here. So you can express their applications and how they perform. HPTLC, high performance thin layer liquid chromatography. It is one of the very useful method for qualitative and quantitative analysis of plant extract. It is advanced form of TLC and shortened time and precise result it is giving. And high performance liquid chromatography is one of the most versatile, uh, safest, dependable, fastest and sensitive chromatographic technique for quality control of drugs. The term liquid chromatography refers to those methods where separation takes place in packing column and acts as a stationary phase, that is liquid as a stationary phase, and the mobile also a stationary liquid. Mobile phase is also a liquid. The mobile phase is used as an eluent. Sometimes biphasic or single phasic also can be used in HPLC, and mobile phase is forced through the column with high pressure and fast result, and time saving is taking place in HPLC. Gas liquid chromatography is also commonly used for our identification. It is the most selective and versatile form of gas chromatography. Commonly it is used in the assay and analysis of starting material and drug substances, quantification of drug substances in formulation, spelling mistake, drug substances in the formulation, and assay of impurities and solvents in drug substances. Column chromatography, basically it is a liquid chromatography, and even solid also we can use, but in which the mobile phase is form of liquid, passes through the stationary phase packed in the column. The column is made up of either glass or a metal. The lowest method, the most common practice method of isolation of pure compounds. So you can see it is an basically we cannot say it is a liquid chromatography. When you want to liquid chromatography, you have to make a solid to hold the liquid in between the solid, so that you can get the separation by liquid chromatography in partition technique. Otherwise it has to be undergo adsorption technique only. Anyhow, you have to write your knowledge very clearly what I have taught you in 5th semester. In about biological evaluation, we will continue in the next class. So anyhow, for this class we are just winding up with these chemical evaluation details. Thank you. We will just see in the next class continuation of this WHO evaluation of herbal ICHR together, what they have given, continuation biological evaluation we will see in the next class. Thank you.